Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Spawn of Azathoth. It was written by Doc Herber, and our game master is John Hook. This is episode 10. Our recap will be given by Morgan Llewellyn as his character, Frederick Long, PhD. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Morgan?
My God, what a strange place I have found myself in. Never in dreaming nor speculation have I fancied such things. Imagination holds little sway with me, which Zeno probably views as a character flaw. I'm a man of science through and through, but what I have experienced so far tonight has shaken me. If it is still tonight, of course. Our suspicion about the identity of the Burgermeister of Ulthar was correct. His name is Matthew in the waking world, but here, in what is true reality in his view, he goes by the name Cranon. The hospitality he has shown us is grand, and I have spent hours in intensive study of the celestial phenomena of this place, using the resources of the telescope, records, and the Ulthar court astronomers, provided by our gracious host. There are some troubling things in the heavens here. First, the moon is far too close. Second, we seem to be enclosed in a series of spherical arrangements or shells of stars, the nearest of which resembles the sky of the waking world. Third, and probably most important, there is an object approaching. It has been given the name Nemesis, and it appears to be a sort of red comet that can change velocity and direction. I fear that the dream logic of this place means that Nemesis is some sort of living thing, a nightmare made manifest. To further the problem, that albino man from the library accosted Cordova in the street with a bone-handled knife and a peculiar instruction, "Stop the star." He must be referring to Nemesis. All that considered, the most troubling thing of all is that we slept here. Though any philosophical thought about the shattering ramifications for the physicalism-dualism debate need to wait. We went to the Temple of the Elder Gods, where a monk translated the Mandarin annotations from the Cathat Aquadonin and read to us from a book titled the Narcotic Manuscript. There is a dark god in Kled named Yib-Tathil who gives secret knowledge for a price. That price is unknown to us, much like Barnabas's price to be our guide. On Elfenback, we leave the picturesque city of Ulthar to find a far more tenebrous place.
Very good. Thank you. So you have boarded these elephants. Each one is carrying a very large box that you can go inside, and it's got different rooms, and it has a roof, and it's well acquainted with carpeting and stuff in it, doors on the front and the back end, and you have crossed the large stone bridge that on the north side of Ulthar, gone through the village, and you're back on that road, and now you're heading northward on the road. This is the same road that you came in on the previous day, after exiting out of the dense woods, and soon enough you do see those woods. As the elephants are walking along, at some point Barnabas went to because everyone had boarded on that front elephant, so nobody was in the other two elephants. And so Barnabas went to the rear door of the front elephant, and there was a rope and wood slat bridge, and he was able to throw a piece of the bridge over to the other side, and through pulleys, he's established a bridge that slings across from elephant to elephant, and then he did it again for the third elephant. So now these elephants, there is some play, but they are staying through good training. They're staying close enough to where people can travel across these rope bridges and go from elephant to elephant and make use of the facilities that are available on the other elephants as well. So you have this train of elephants as you're heading north. What do you guys do?
Remind me, how many elephants were there? Was there 3?
3.
3.
And Barnabas's crew, are there all sorts of handlers? Or is there a pilot for each elephant and him or others?
The crew is Barnabas. It is Barnabas and you guys. You have free reign of these elephants.
And these well-appointed rooms in the first, say, on the first elephant, is there like a tea room and an observation deck?
There is indeed.
Excellent. I hope it's good crane tea.
Yes, good tea. Yes.
I don't know if Crane Tea exports to other
The Dreamlands.
whatever the hell you want to call this place, a dimension. I don't know.
Oh, we shall see. It might be really good tea, and this is fascinating. What? This is.
And
so Barnabas,
all of this is being
please go ahead.
controlled just by Barnabas. Amazing. I'm just astounded by what Barnabas has done all by himself and these elephants.
It is fantastic.
Yes, the elephants seem to be responding to whistles. So as he whistles, they march in sequence and order. They stay together in formation, and he can whistle again, and they slow, and they follow the lead of the first elephant.
So, Barnabas, as I understand it, the journey to Kled is something that one could do on foot. Is that not so?
It could be done on foot. It would take about a day and a half to get to the jungle's edge from Ulthar. Once inside the jungle itself, travel can be a little bit treacherous. It's it can be quite dangerous in the jungles of Kled. It's good to travel by elephant for sure, staying well above the ground floor.
Uh-huh. And you've been many times?
I have been on occasion. I have traveled here before. It is not something that I relish doing often. Very dangerous.
And have you, you've obviously been busy arranging all of this rather impressive display for our travel. Had you had time to consider what payment you will seek?
Oh, all in good time, my friend. All in good time. Payment will be very easy. Very, very easy. Have no worries.
You keep mentioning that there's this danger. Can you be a bit more specific as to what this actually is?
The very plant life can kill a man if he's not careful. And of course, there are the flying snakes, the horrible bats. There are many dangers, but have no worries. We will be very, very safe.
Flying snakes. Did you say?
Oh yes, yes.
At least there's not flying spiders. That's something.
Certainly not in Kled. No.
Not in Kled.
I don't like your phrasing, Barnabas.
More tea.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, Zebedee, I mean, spiders have some form of aerial capabilities even in the waking world.
Well,
You know, they
Sure.
simply need a web and a bit of wind, and off they go.
yes, but I don't want them to have like giant wings and come flying at me.
That would be quite a sight.
I don't think my heart would take it, to be fair.
Barnabas, have you always been aware of the separation between here and the waking world?
Oh, yes, yes. I am aware. I can see much.
Have you ever wished to be to travel to the waking world itself?
And why would I leave this beautiful land of mine?
It seems odd to know that your life is all a dream.
Is my life the dream?
I guess these are our further philosophical problems to examine. So,
Indeed.
are there sleeping quarters in the other elephants, or?
Yes, yes, my friends. You are welcome to the other elephants. You can relax, stretch out.
Well, I at least have to explore them. Although that rope bridge, well, it's something I would think twice about crossing if I were awake.
Very strong, very safe.
All right, I'm off to Elephant B.
I will follow. I would like to see what it's like at the far end. So I will head that way. Cornelius, would you like to join me?
I would love to join you all the way to even Elephant C.
Yes, we can take our tea with us and sit on sea.
That'll be a challenge going across those bridges, holding the tea.
Well, we've got to be extra careful.
Indeed.
Are we passing people along the journey? Are they fearful of seeing us, or are they just like, oh, there goes a caravan of elephants?
Yeah, the road is pretty empty as you're heading north out of Ulthar. You the road winds and you get to a point where you can no longer see the city behind you. You can't see the river or any of the little village that was on the north side of the river. So, you're out on the road itself. There's mountains to the west. There's a forest to the east, and you guys are just kind of making your way gently northward. There's a light breeze. Those bridges sway a little bit between the elephants. But it's a quiet road. There's not a lot of people in it, and it takes most of a day, unless anybody wants to jump in and have a scene while you travel. It takes most of the day, and you eventually start seeing farmlands. And as you continue on, you start seeing more and more people, more and more farm animals, and soon you begin to enter into a small village that reminds you of the village that you passed through that's on the north side of Ulthar. And the people don't seem to be, frightened or put out. It's just it's a elephant train coming through, and so you guys eventually come to a stop in the village. There's another river ahead of you. This river does not have a nice sturdy bridge like the one that crosses over to Ulthar. Instead, you can see there are several large flat ferries that would be used to convey people across.
Are we queuing up to cross?
Yeah, there's no queue per se. There's nobody, on this side of the river. The village and the farmers are here, and then there are, there's a small, like there's a tavern, and there's, people who are running the ferry, and there's nobody else looking across. So it's you guys. It's y'all come up, and so Barnabas descends from the elephant and begins having a conversation with the ferry crew. And Barnabas comes back and says, "Yes. They are ready to ferry us across. It is very inexpensive to cross. They simply ask for one possession that is dear to you."
Oh, that's an interesting request.
We cannot hear Dr. Saladin.
I said that's an odd thing for them to ask.
We have nothing from the waking world with us, so it's just the few things we have here. I have this lovely cane that's crafted, and to my wonderful amazement, this fine quality cane.
And so some of the ferrymen come up and they start looking at the cane. They seem to be assessing it and conferring with each other. And you see heads nodding, and they hold the cane up and they seem to be thanking you for it. And they walk away with your cane.
This beautiful blue velvet cloak. It was my mother's cloak.
All right. Well, that I think that would require a fast talk, since you are clearly lying to me.
Only you know that.
How well do you pull this ruse?
I get where's my fast talk? I get a 16 out of 55, so that's a hard.
You do a fantastic job with that ruse, and they look at the cloth and its quality, and they also confer and nod and thank you for your donation, and walk away with the blue cloth.
It is worth noting, Dr. Long, how readily and casually he spins a yarn, isn't it?
Yes, that's and all the time I've known him, seems to be his greatest strength.
I shall have to shake him down for silverware when and if we wake up in my home.
What would I need silverware for? I have silverware.
So Barnabas is looking at you guys. He says, "Please, all passengers must pay."
Okay. I am going to flip him my lucky coin. This is my lucky coin. And just one of the coins I was given.
I see. That sounds like bullshit. So let's have some fast talk on that.
Oh fuck! I have a 5% here. So
no.
Also,
Zeb.
I'm a liar, not a thief.
I don't think a 72 cuts that, and I don't think I can spend luck to cut that either.
They look at the coin, the one person who's trying to pay with money, and they look at the coin, they confer with each other, and then they nod, and then they just toss the coin at your feet.
Shit.
And they move on to Dr. Long.
Well, after we've gone through such trouble to get this, I give them all the tobacco that I have.
All the tobacco. All right. Yeah. So they take the tobacco, and then they're like sniffing it. And, oh, they seem very pleased by that. And so they close the package, and they nod and thank you for your donation, and they take the tobacco and leave with it. Mr. Dexter.
Yeah, I'm afraid that I think the only thing I've acquired since we appeared here is also my tobacco, which I think I can genuinely say is rather dear to me. I present them my 3 remaining cigars or whatever I have.
All right. Yeah, they are even more impressed by the actual rolled cigars. And so they confer and nod and take your cigars. Barnabas comes up to you, Zebedee. Mr.
Yeah.
Cordova, is there anything that is precious to you?
Well, not on me in this realm, I guess.
I hate for you to have come so far.
I guess they won't accept a bit of my hair, will they? I'll cut off some of my hair.
Oh, I will see with them. I will check and see. And so he goes and starts talking to the ferrymen, and the ferrymen, they seem to be conferring with each other, and so they're like, oh, they seem to like, all right. So then one of them draws a knife.
Oh, fuck.
And comes towards you, and Barnabas is still talking to him as he's approaching you, and the two of them are speaking. They're speaking in a tongue that you don't recognize, and you can see that Barnabas is trying to really communicate something to them more clearly that he didn't clearly communicate beforehand, and he eventually stops and he looks at you, Zebedee, and he says, Mr. Cordova, I am very, very sorry. I seem to have misspoken. They believe that you are offering your scalp. They wish to take your scalp. Is there anything of importance that you have with you that you can give them?
Fuck. I literally won't have any. You know what? He's been through worse, and it was take my pinky finger. I will offer my pinky finger.
Give them your shirt.
I will just be. He's conscious. He won't. He's self-conscious about that, so he won't.
Okay. So you are offering a pinky.
It's a dream. What's the worst?
It is. It's just a dream.
Could I offer? Do I still have my coat about me, or that's
your coat?
Yeah,
we don't have anything from the waking world.
I literally don't.
Right. Yeah.
And
no.
Oh, it's either my pinky or my shirt. The Zebedee, he'll offer his shirt. He'll offer his shirt up, so he will. Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Okay. So you offer your shirt. Okay. So they discuss, they confer, they look at you, Zebedee. You are only in peasant clothing.
Yeah, I know.
They look at their own shirts. They're like,
maybe more than half of your coins instead of just one of your coins. That would be worth something, maybe.
I could. And I'll offer 2 of my coins.
how many coins do you have?
I think I have like 4 left.
Okay. So you offer half of your money.
He does love his money.
I really love my money.
All right. So with the
And my
offer
clothes.
with the offer of half your money and the shirt off of your back, they accept.
Okay, good. I don't have to lose a thing.
You didn't have to lose a finger, but you lose your shirt and 2 coin.
Well, luckily I've got an undershirt on.
All right, and so Barnabas nods and has some final comments with them, and you can see some of the ferrymen. They scale one of the ladders that hangs down towards the ground. They scale the ladder of Elephant Sea, and they detach the bridge that was connected to Elephant Sea. And so that bridge it falls away, and the ferrymen begin to lead Elephant C away and into the fields behind. And so Barnabas stands there and he says, "All right, gentlemen, we are ready to go. They will now take us." And these two large platformed boats come up, big enough for an elephant on each, and then lots of people on each as well. So they split the elephants up, and the two remaining elephants, as well as the rest of the crew, and you guys are ferried across this river. And it takes some time. The river's wide. It's dangerous to cross. So it takes almost a half hour to get across. But sure enough, you finally get across the river. And once on the other side, Barnabas gets the two elephants reconnected, bridged, connected, and then you guys can continue on.
Is it farmland on the other side as well, or we are in the jungle already?
It is not the jungle. You're in foothills, but you can see way off in the distance. And this has taken most of the day to get here. And so Barnabas sees you looking around, and so you can see the foothills here. And he says, "Yes, these are the Stormcrest Mountains, and far off there to the north is the jungle of Kled. We can make it to the to just the jungle's edge before nightfall, and it would probably be best to camp outside of the jungle before we plunge into it."
Of course. What are we doing for food in this case? Is there food provided, or do we have to hunt?
No, the Barnabas provided provisions, so there's lots of dried fruits and jerkied meat, and lots of water skins, canteens aboard the two remaining elephants. When they took the Elephant C, they didn't take any of the provisions that were in there. So all that kind of stuff got moved over. So they just got the elephant, and they got the house that was on it, and that was it. So you guys continue on from here, and you get to your campsite, which is just outside the jungle of Kled. The jungle looks thick and foreboding. There's a part of you that's relieved that you're not plunging into it in the dark.
There's a part of me that wanted to hop off the elephant when we passed the forest we came in through, just to make sure there's still a way out. So when you came here before, Barnabas, was it also as a guide?
Oh, yes. The nation of Kled is an old nation. There are several ivory cities within this jungled barrier, and some of those cities are still populated even to this day. I have led caravans to some of those cities before: Nekral, Nefomo. They are dangerous, but with the right introductions, the natives can be cordial to a degree. But I have never been to the castle of the font, the sacred font. For you guys, because this is something that you have had in the past, I will just remind you, you had received a map that Philip Baxter had drawn after one of his dream sessions. So you do have this as, while you don't have the physical map, this is something that you do remember seeing in his possessions. So
I'm guessing we crossed at the ferry where it says ferry.
Where it says ferry, yep, that's where you crossed.
Perfect.
So we're right on the edge of Kled.
You're right at the edge of Kled at this time.
So to one side we have that mountain range.
There's
Yes.
some kind of password we're going to need that's the name of a cat, like Sheba. Sheba the cat.
It's true. Yeah.
Yes, the password was used to exit the Dreamlands.
Hey Barnabas, you don't happen to have a spare shirt, do you? It's a bit-
We can find you something. No problem.
Okay. Thank you.
He goes scrounging around and is able to find you a shirt.
And I take it we're going to sleep here in these storied
Above the ground,
howdahs,
yeah.
rather than set tents out and have a fire for our evening meal.
Yes, it would be very wise to stay in the elephants.
Did you raise these mighty beasts from their youth? It seems like parting with an elephant and the accommodations on top was rather expensive for you.
Yes, well, I can always get another elephant. They are well trained and available for sale in certain markets.
And how did you grow to be so worldly yourself? You don't seem a terribly ancient fellow.
Oh, I am just very well traveled. Again, I live with my eyes wide open.
Funny state for a dreamer. So in addition to the flying snakes and the poisonous plant life, what sort of threats will tomorrow pose?
Oh, we must be very careful. There are dangerous plants and wildlife. The terrain is very dangerous. We will need to wind our way through the jungle to find a safe path. It could take some time, and the location of the Castle of the Sacred Font is just a rumored location. It will take time to find it. We will all need to be on high alert with our eyes peeled, watching through the jungle for dangers and for the right path.
So are there armaments here of some kind on these, on some chamber of these elephants that I have not yet explored?
Weapons.
Of course. I have a complement of bows and arrows, and daggers if need be. But yes, we can defend ourselves if we need to.
It might help to know what would be effective against these particular, like for instance, the plants. Like are they poisonous, or are they actually active plants that might come at us?
Yes, they are carnivorous.
Oh.
Yes, but we will be safe enough. We will be up in the elephants, and the elephants are far too large for them, too big of prey. They go for something that's easier and smaller to catch.
Well, it might behoove us to get some target practice in with those bows.
That's an excellent idea.
Before we enter the jungle.
Yes. All right. You may pull them down and practice if you show desire.
All right, well, I will pull down the bows and then probably make a fool of myself trying to.
I will give it a go as well.
All right.
I think I know how to use a bow.
Well, use of a bow uses the it's actually under, it is under firearms bow skill, which I'm pretty sure that none of you have.
Nope.
So it will have a base of 25.
Where's my... No, there it is.
Oh, 96. I think I might have sliced my thumb.
I mean, you're slicing thumbs. I'm putting somebody's eye out. I rolled a 99.
Oh, God.
I got 25 on the dot.
Wow.
Very good. In fact, you can check that skill. So for those who had fumbles, 96 to 100 fumble, each of you have, you know, when you're released, you had your bow arm too close, and so that string, the gut, you know, slapped up against your arm. So each of you take 1 point of damage. But not only did you injure yourself, you broke the bow, and there was only enough for each of you to be armed with one. So now you are down 2 bows. 2 bows have been damaged beyond repair.
Well, it's probably best that I don't use a bow anyway.
The worst thing is I know how that feels to fail firing a bow and arrow. It hurts like.
Barnabas looks. He's just shaking his head. He's quite disappointed that 2 bows have been destroyed. Dr. Saladin, will you be?
I didn't
attempting...
try. No. I don't do that sort of sports.
Probably wise.
Maybe I could become a master bowman.
You broke the bow.
No, I
It's
didn't.
just fortunate you didn't shoot the elephants.
I didn't break the bow. I actually fired for bow. Frederick broke for bow.
Yeah.
And I think Cornelius or Myron, I can't remember.
It was Mr. Cuthbert. Barnabas asked Mr. Dexter, Mr. Dexter, will you be having some target practice?
I could have imagined that I could dream myself skillful, but having seen our percentage so far, I think I know how to wield a dagger. It's just an extension of the hand that's very sharp. So that will, you know, if we must take up arms, I'll probably stick to that. Let Zebedee do the shooting.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. All right. Any other activities or preparations or anything before heading to bed and then plunging into the jungle of Kled in the morning?
I'll secure a dagger or a sword, something that I'm familiar with, as opposed to becoming dangerous again with a bow.
If he has daggers, I'll take the dagger.
Yep, there's a dagger for each of you to have 1 dagger. There were enough bows for each of you to have 1 bow. Now we're 2 bows short.
You can have my bow, whoever wants.
Please feel free to try again if your arm heals sufficiently.
That's mighty generous of you, but I'm not sure I'll be trying that again.
Yes.
You must give it another go. I'm sure you'd be good at it. It just takes some practice.
It's not waste arrows.
Yeah. Well, I'll trust that I learned a lot in that one attempt and bank on it for when we really need it.
Very
I
good.
somehow suspect that Barnabas is a pretty crack shot himself.
Well, we hope. We hope. Barnabas, do you have experience with a bow, I assume?
I have shot a bow before, yes.
Okay, good.
None of the dreamers that you have guided into Kled before have intended to find this Ibsil.
The castle of the sacred font?
And the god within?
Oh, no.
Have you heard
Never
lore of this
before.
being?
It is a creature of change. It's according to legend, it is chaos incarnate.
What was Baxter after is the question. What did Baxter come here for? Well, if there's a skin of wine, I want to get a good night's sleep before we head into dangerous territory.
I'm
Very
beginning
wise.
to wonder if it's like the old legends of genies, that you find a genie and it grants your wish, but it doesn't grant your wish the way that you expect it to. If this thing is a thing of chaos, perhaps he wanted knowledge, but it's not going to give him the knowledge that he seeks. It might be a fool's errand.
We will have to see.
And another question, Barnabas. I'm reminded, thinking about Baxter, of the infestation of spiders that led to the destruction of his home. Do you know, Barnabas, of things escaping from this dream world into the waking?
I'm not. I suppose there could be ways for a transition, a doorway of some sort that could connect the two worlds, but I'm not aware of one. To be able to walk in the realm of the waking it seems very far-fetched.
But haven't we done this? Barnabas, I thought you mentioned that you yourself had been to the land of the waking before. So it is possible to a certain
Only
extent.
in my dreams. Only in my dreams.
Okay.
But to be able to physically walk through, that would be something. Well, that is another topic of philosophy for sure. But we will have an early journey, so get sleep while you can.
Okay, well, when the stars come out,
They're
I
out
want to
now.
see if is Nemesis visible with the naked eye.
Give me a spot hidden.
86. That's a no. Got all these terrible rolls out of the way now, I suppose.
You feel like you're looking in the right direction. You know you are. You know you're looking in the right direction. But maybe it's due to cloud cover or something, but you don't see Nemesis.
Okay.
What are you looking for, Dr. Long? What do you see up there?
I'm looking for a comet. With the astronomers of Ulthar called Nemesis. Something it's a strange object. It seems to change its speed. It changes the direction it's traveling in.
So I'll look up and look to a different quadrant of the sky where.
Oh no! It's not going to be over there, Cornelius. It would be over here, but I don't know. Either the angle of the trees or clouds, or I just can't see it. But it would be this way.
You can attempt, Cornelius, if you'd like. Your roll would need to be much more
A
successful.
16 as an
Oh.
extreme.
Is it really? It's an extreme success?
Spot hidden's 80, so 40, yes.
Clouds seem to part, and you do see a very small red sliver in the sky.
Dear God, could that be it?
And he's pointing it out.
Yes. It's getting closer.
Be sure to tick your skill.
Okay.
Don't forget to tick any successful skills. Successful as long as you did not use luck on it.
Ooh, stab in the bow.
Yeah, that one was ticked. And Dr. Saladin is fast asleep.
No, I'm listening. I'm taking notes.
Good. All right. So you guys turn in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I make sure I have the dagger close at hand, though. I do not trust this area, even up atop in a howdah.
All right. Okay. So the next morning, there's a light breakfast, and Barnabas gets the elephants underway as you guys plunge into the jungle of Kled. So Barnabas says, I need everyone to stay alert and keep an eye out. I will try and find a route through this jungle, but we need to make sure that we don't go to one of the other cities here. That no one is expecting us at those cities, and so strangers are usually not welcome if they haven't sent a messenger ahead of time, which we have not. So we would want to avoid any other cities or peoples if we see them here. The natives are not very friendly. So
Is there
Kled
one
is
language spoken in Kled, or many languages?
it is a variety of dying languages. The nation of Kled is in decline. So we must be very careful, very cautious. Keep a sharp eye.
So we're not only looking for settlements so as to avoid them. We don't have to worry about the plants because they won't attack the elephants. What else are we? What am I trying to see in this murky, swamp-y jungle?
If you see any clearings, we can try and make for the clearings. We want to continue to try and move northward, and hopefully with luck we should find the sacred castle, or the castle of the sacred font. I expect that it will take most of this day to travel there. For any notes, any scraps of handwritten maps I've seen in the past have put the legend of the castle near the northern end of the forest. It will be very dangerous to travel there. So we must get a move on and try not to stop.
In conference with the other members of our group, what exactly are we hoping to do when we find this place? What are we looking for?
Well, the remains of Philip Baxter would be a start.
Yes.
As far as asking this thing anything else, I don't know.
I've been thinking a great deal about that. Myron, your experience was that you saw him in sort of a spectral form. Are we guessing that he was here when he tried to contact you?
That is more or less what I have been assuming when we learned that he could travel in an unreal place, as he appeared to me in an unreal form.
And you said that it seemed like he was being eaten by something.
Alive, yeah. Something with a great maw.
Well, we should avoid anything here with a great maw.
Apparently, this place is crawling with him.
But I mean, as far that the man who told Zebedee to stop the star, I mean, if that is
Yes.
Nemesis, I am awfully curious about that.
Well,
Yes, I'm
if
very
there is
curious.
if there is an entity that answers questions, what questions do we ask? Do we ask it how to stop the star? Is that
I get.
our question?
I guess in a way. But
I
would
don't-
we have to be careful how we word things?
Well, and it's going to ask for a price. We don't. I don't have a blue velvet cloak any longer to pay for anything.
Yeah, we are rapidly running out of things to barter with.
I'm not entirely sure that an embodiment of chaos is going to apply well to your careful machinations there, Zeno.
Well, it maybe it wants our souls. Maybe this is the devil, the proverbial devil, wants our souls. We need to be careful.
It might want a bone-handled knife for all we know. We just don't know.
That is, yeah, highly sought after.
I wonder. I mean, some of the things in the sky here are the same as they are in the waking world. I'm curious if their installation in Montana is tracking this thing.
I'll
in
have to
our
see if there
world.
is a corresponding red comet.
Yeah.
Something.
If it behaves anything as you say Nemesis does, there'll be quite a few papers to write about its erratic
Yes,
behavior.
that would be. Well, there's a dissertation or two there for sure.
You ask a good questions. It really seems as though we've just been sort of following Philip's dream logic toward the goal that he had.
Why is this fellow taking us? What does he stand to gain from what we're doing?
Yes.
He presumably doesn't want us just to die at this font because then we can't pay him. But I certainly would not engage in a contract like this in the real world.
Well,
We don't even know. We don't even know what he really wants from us in payment, which is rather concerning.
Well, we could if he ends up not wanting anything, we could see if he wanted to return. I don't know how we'd do it, but come to the waking world with us.
He could be taking us out here to kill us all.
He could, but
very elaborate.
Yes, it's very.
Perhaps, but
it would seem too planned.
Why is he risking all of this? He keeps talking about danger for a bunch of strangers.
Well, maybe it's just dangerous if we stray from the path, but maybe his elephants are going along a cleared path. Such as in the waking world, if you stay on a cleared path, you're relatively safe, but if you start meandering into the depths of the jungle, it could get...
Yes. I'm just very prepared. He's very prepared.
I'm just thinking of things off the top of my head, but what if he wants knowledge and what the thing asked for was 5 victims to be sacrificed? And that's what we are. I mean, who knows?
It'd be mighty convenient for him to come across 5 travelers.
We were just 5 strangers. He would have picked 5 other strangers.
Well, the fact that we're from the real world seem to matter to him.
Maybe.
That intrigues him to some degree.
Maybe he wants to come to the real.
Maybe this chaos thing knows that we're here, because if it knows the answers to everything, then maybe it has plans of its own.
Is it possible that, I don't know, maybe you are correct that he might have even made a deal with this thing, or is he one, or not one, is he working with it? Is he a keeper or something like that?
I thought he was working with the spider.
Well,
the one person that we know that matches the description of the people that worship this kind of thing put a knife to your throat already.
Very true. But this man seems very resourceful. So he could, if let's say he was helping the spider, maybe he's just playing both sides. Maybe he's playing us.
Well, I suppose we could all just jump off of a cliff and wake up if things go badly.
Well, at the moment, we are all in this horrific place, kind of at his mercy at this point, so...
We just have to keep plodding on and keep an eye on things. We just gotta hope for the best and see what happens.
And we are, after all, just asleep in my parlor.
Yes, it's not like...
True.
Let's say I cut off my pinky finger back at the thing. It's not like it would actually be disappeared by the time we're in the waking world.
No, but it's very likely that if you cause that kind of trauma to yourself here, that you would wake up.
Yeah, that's actually...
I can feel pain. I can feel.
Yes.
I can most assure you that things hurt.
Yes, that's a very good...
That, incident last night.
I am worried. If something happens, if something horrific happens to us here, how that will affect our real selves in the waking world.
Yeah, what if one of us died here? How would it affect?
Would we have a heart attack in the real world? I mean,
these are all things I would quite not like.
What if we died by our own hands? That's less of a trauma than some terrifying death here.
Very true. I think for now we
just wake up.
I think for now we just stick with the man and hope for the best and just keep an eye on things, really.
And see where the dream goes. Yes.
There's a point to everything, I guess. So even
the strange thing is that in a dream, I usually know sort of where the dream is going. I'm starting to wonder if I'm not in my dream, but I'm in one of yours. Because I have no idea.
Well, it's nice to know that that you thought we were all in your dream this whole time.
Well, not you.
Yes. I have talked to Zeno about my dreams.
I think Zebedee has the biggest imagination here. Plus the spiders. That's a big indicator that we're in Zebedee's dream. Giant spiders.
And Zeno knows most of my dreams. I have told him of some of my experiences in the past.
But you never said anything about riding elephants through the jungle.
No, I haven't, and not about giant spiders.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I wish this was more like one of my dreams.
Boring, I bet.
Peaceful is how I would describe it.
We're obviously not rolling in the dough, so it's not Myron's dream.
As someone who has never wanted for anything, I don't know that I've ever dreamt of money.
So, aboard the elephants, how are you guys divided up?
I think we're all together.
Okay.
We certainly had that confab while Barnabas was in the other howdah.
Right.
So you guys maybe had all this in the second elephant?
Yeah, elephant B is a good elephant.
I feel as though, in terms of keeping an eye on things, we should probably choose, an observation deck on a group of us on each elephant's observation deck, so we have the most eyes out in the jungle.
Well, me and Cornelius could take elephant C. We could sip tea and
Elephant
Chat
C is
about-
gone.
You want to go back to the ferryman?
Oh yes, C is gone. Yes.
You want to offer them your ears this
Yes,
time?
don't listen to me. I forgot about C. It's all gone. My mind drifting
Oh.
away. Me and Cornelius will stay on B.
I don't know.
Oh
I
yeah.
maybe think that we should all stick together in case something happens. One elephant is more easily defensible than two.
I'll make sure that there's another bow and arrow nearby, so we can use our crack shot abilities from a bow.
I want to be up in the elephant where the driver is.
All right, so you want to be in elephant A,
A.
but right now you guys are all having your conversations in elephant B.
B.
So
Right.
who wants to go to A and be in the observation tower there? So Xeno's going to go to A.
Well, if Zeno is going
I'll
to
go
A,
A.
I will stay in B.
Myron is going to A.
I feel
Frederick
like
is staying
eyes
B.
in front are probably more important.
Okay, Cuthbert.
Oh, I will stand and die by Cordova's side.
In B.
In
B.
B. So
there's
Zebedee.
3 of us in the front and 3 of us in the back.
correct.
I'm
yeah.
counting Barnabas.
Barnabas. Yeah. Okay. So Zebedee and Cornelius and Frederick, you guys are staying in B and going up to. Is everyone going up to the observation platform?
Sure.
Okay. And then Zeno and Myron are heading over to Elephant A. I need Zeno and Myron to give me spot hiddens.
20 out of...
You guys are exiting the second elephant's little. What is that? Is it a hoodoo? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The house.
Okay.
So you're exiting the hoodoo above elephant B,
Okay.
and you're crossing the bridge. And I need the spot hiddens between Zeno and Myron.
I got a hard.
Hard success.
And I rolled a 91.
Fantastic. You're watching your own feet, making sure you don't fall. Zeno, you look over as you guys are crossing the bridge and you see this long arm. It looks like it's barked. It looks like a tree twisting and moving, but you can also see that all along the limb and even on the tree trunk itself, there's like tree knots. They look like tree knots,
Right.
but on every knot is a red orb on it, and the knots actually kind of twist and move like this. So all over the arms and on the part, all these little, almost like gecko eyes, are kind of moving around like this, and this big, long, barked arm comes crashing to smash on the bridge. I need Myron and Zeno to make dexterity dodge rolls. I need you guys to make dodge rolls.
Dodge rolls. Gee.
Good heavens.
94.
65, which is still a thorough failure.
Okay, so no luck spends on those.
No, why not?
There's no pushing on this. Okay, so as you guys are crossing the bridge, and Zebedee, Cornelius, and Frederick, you guys just kind of go up onto the platform, and just as you get up on the platform, you see this large tree creature, and it's smashing an arm down, and it just crushes the bridge between the two elephants, snapping it in half, and you guys see Dr. Zeno and Mr. Dexter twist and fall as they're falling away off the bridge, and they're falling down to the jungle floor below. Each of you may now make a jump roll to try and lessen any damage that you take. So this jump roll will be your ability to tuck and roll as you come for a landing.
Right here. Yeah. No. Nowhere near.
Well, I rolled a 37 for 20. I have base jump, but that is something I could use luck for. And I think that grabbing a hold of a breaking ladder and not getting trampled by an elephant is a matter of luck. So I'll do it.
Spend that luck.
I'd have to spend 50 luck. I don't have 50 luck. I've got just 50 luck.
Okay.
Ball.
Dr. Saladin, roll 1d6 plus 1. That'll be the amount of damage that you take.
Oof.
Mr. Dexter, roll a d3. That'll be how much damage you take. Both of you end up on the forest floor.
I took 2.
I took 6. Which puts me down to 4 hit points.
Was that greater than half hit points in that pop?
That is 1 greater than half.
Make a con roll, please.
32 out of 50. Yeah, that's bad.
Okay, so successful. All right, you avoid a major wound. So you had some ability to tuck and roll, but not great. And Mr.
Barnabas!
Dexter. With
Man
the
overboard!
with the destruction of the bridge, the 2 elephants do stop, and they're kind of turning and moving. They're trying to get their mighty tusks to be pointing towards this creature. This creature, it looks like a denuded tree. It has a central body. It has a central stalk body. It has several feet at the bottom that are kind of flipping and flopping a bit, and then this central body, it branches into a multitude of these branching arms, and all along on the body and on the arms, on all the multiple arms, again, are these there's got to be several dozen of these knots that are like protruding out of the body and out of the limbs a bit, each with a red orb on it. And the knots are just kind of, they don't have a whole lot of range of movement, but they're pivoting and moving like this. And so all these dozens of these knots are kind of looking around and keeping an eye out on what's going on. And so those of you still in the second elephant in the hoodoo, you can see at the top of the central stalk there is an orifice there that it on occasion it just kind of irises open and closed, and you can see there's a maw right up there at the top. And so these long limbed branches, with that end and sharp, thick clawed hands or of some sort, it's starting to reach out and swat at the elephants, and Barnabas is yelling from the first elephant, "Take up arms! Take up arms!
All right, bow and arrow
Attack
time.
the witch
Bow and
tree!
arrow.
Kill the witch tree!" By the way, everyone make a sand roll for seeing this witch tree.
Ah,
Which tree was that?
The witch tree.
20. I rolled 26.
If you are successful, you will lose 0. If you failed, you will lose 1.
Okay.
It does mostly look like a tree.
I
course,
could have
I'm
used
also on the
that
ground.
13 a little earlier.
So
the remnants of the rope bridge,
yes.
I imagine that it's worth trying to clamber up that like a ladder rather than staying on the ground while the elephants are moving with their eyes in the other direction, because I would not like to be trampled by a giant elephant.
Yeah, the elephants are they're kind of doing what they've been instructed to do, through training, which is they're kind of positioning around and trying to get their trunks and their tusks facing towards danger. They can't be overly concerned about where the rear end is doing. So
Yeah.
Well, then I'm trying to stay on the other side of the elephants from the tree creature, because I'm on the ground.
yes, you are on the ground, and you looked like easy prey, but the witch tree missed you guys, but smashed that bridge. So the witch tree isn't super fast, so it's going to be last. So you guys can go in whatever order you choose,
Yes.
and
It's time
you
to try
see
to be.
you do see Barnabas launches the bow, and so at least one arrow, has thunked into the tree. Who wants to do something? Tell me what you're doing.
I would like to try to redeem myself. Try to hopefully I become a better marksman in my sleep.
With a bow.
Yep.
All right,
I will.
grab that bow. Fire. Zebedee, it looks like you're going to fire. You fire. Cornelius, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'll take the bow and open up. Right.
Wrong kind of bow.
Oh, sorry.
64. I'm not hitting myself in the arm with the string.
Oh, 5.
Goodness.
Impale. An arrow is an impaling weapon, so roll double damage if you would.
What even is a bow damage? What?
I can find that out for you in 2 shakes.
I don't like getting good rolls this early because they're going to be awful.
It's D6 plus half of your damage bonus. Do you have a damage bonus?
I do not have any damage bonus.
So it'll be a D6, but for you it'll be D6 times 2.
2 times 2 is 4, so just a measly 4.
A measly 4.
But you got it right in one of its little red eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear it screaming, and it's almost like wind through the trees is what it sounds like.
Oh my, I actually hit it. What the? God.
Dr. Long?
64 is not 25 or below, so no.
Cornelius?
33, so that's going to be a miss. It's
Is
close.
Is it staying a miss?
Oh, how damaged does it look? Again, does it? Or actually, no, I can't. I just have to go with it. Oh yes, let's go. Yes,
It looks like it's been damaged by 2 arrows.
Oh, okay. Then let me go subtract that. There, 7. Okay, ouch. That probably was not the best expenditure. Okay, so how much does that do?
A D6 plus half of your damage bonus if you have one.
Oh yeah, my tremendous damage bonus of 0. All right. Huzzah!
D6.
Oh, I got a 6. I rolled a 6. Boom! Take that,
Nice.
you tree beast.
I told you, Cornelius.
All right. Myron, Zeno, you guys are on the ground. Zeno, I assume that you're wailing in pain a bit.
Oh yeah, and I'm trying to get to the other side of the elephant.
Okay.
So that it's between me and the monster.
The elephants did that for you.
Right.
So they position themselves between you and the monster.
So I'm just trying to keep away from getting crushed by an elephant.
Okay. So you're going to step back and just give them room.
Right.
But Myron, are you heading for one of the dangling ladders to try and reascend?
I was gonna try to use the rope bridge as a ladder.
Okay.
Whichever one. I mean, I assume
if Barnabas throws down the ladder, I'll try to climb up. But
he's probably full.
Half the ladder is dangling there and slapping against the elephant's side. So it's something that with a dexterity test you could leap and try and grab. And then just scale.
I think I'm already injured, so I'm not going to try to do that while the battle's going on.
Okay.
I'm afraid that my desire to be on an elephant instead of on the ground is much greater than my accurate assessment of my ability to grab that. So I'm going to try it.
Give me a dex test.
Oh, 14. That is only a hard success because I'm not very dexterous, but it is a hard success.
It's fantastic, though. You leap up, you grab that ladder, and it'll take you the rest of this round to ascend.
Right.
Okay. So the tree creature.
Oh no, it's still going. Drats!
Yeah, arrows just like sticking to it.
Thunk, thunk,
It's a
thunk.
tree.
We are
Thunk.
telling it how displeased we are at its attack.
Try fire. Of course, some would say that its bark is worse than its.
Well, it's a good
We
thing
gotta
you're
start
on the-
feeding people to this tree as punishment.
starting with the punters. All right. So the creature, it like you can see some of the eyes, the knots are kind of twisting into in Cornelius's direction as it as a long limb comes reaching up. Cornelius, you may attempt to either do a so you were holding the bow. So you're not going to be able to fight back with the bow. You could do a fight back with your fist, but or you could dodge.
Oh golly, I'm
As
gonna.
this limb hand is trying to come up at you.
Ooh, I'm not that good at dodging, so I'm gonna go counter strike. I'll toss that bow to the side and.
Okay, you throw the bow down, and you've got your fisticuffs. So roll a fight back if you would, please.
Ooh, there is it's a standard hit. 42 out of 60.
Fantastic. So roll a d3.
A 1.
All right. Yeah. So this large and upon with it being that close to you, you can see that it only is like mimicking bark, like thick oak bark, but it's really a super tough hide that's all knotty and gnarly and crusty like an oak tree is. So it kind of comes up and you can almost hear it creaking as it reaches up and swipes at you, but it missed, and then you bashed at it, and the hand just kind of moves away, and it moans like wind again as Frederick and Zebedee can shoot again if they so desire.
Yes.
Barnabas shoots as well.
87.
I got a 90 and I don't have the luck to spend, and I wouldn't spend it anyway.
Did Zeb just shoot me?
No. Do you want to grab a dagger, Cornelius, or pick up the bow?
Oh
again?
yeah. I'm switching. If I can now, I will switch over to the dagger and try to find a weak spot in its skin and work it in there.
Okay, it's too far away for you to be daggering, but if it ever reaches up to attack you again, you could use the dagger in a fight back. Method.
Okay. All right.
So you can be there ready with the dagger.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for boarding actions from this
Okay.
damn beast.
Myron, you are at the top of Elephant A now. You've just climbed up to the top. What do you want to do?
I'm presuming that I did not lose the dagger from my belt in my fall. I'm gonna
Give me a luck roll.
There we are. Having just spent a substantial amount of it. Oh, I made it anyway. 25.
Yep, it's there.
All right, so I'm making my way to the front of the howdah to, I've only got the dagger, and I'm not going to try to leap onto the tree. I'll just be ready to sort of parry anything that comes at me.
So do you want to be up there with Barnabas so that if it's attacking either you or Barnabas, you could be there for the fight back?
Yes.
All right, that's
You'll be better able to fire arrows that way.
Yep. And same thing for Cornelius, because you are there with Frederick and Zebedee. If the attack is coming to anybody in your group, you could participate in the fight back, because it's such a large creature. It'd be right there, and you guys are all clustered together.
Oh, great strategy. I'll hang back and be their support as they shoot the arrows.
Okay. Dr. Saladin, you are on the ground. You've been backing up, and you're actually next to another actual normal tree, moss covered, large, thick root system on the ground. What do you want to do?
Just staying out of the way.
Okay.
What's going on? I don't have a bow. I've got a knife, but I'm also injured.
You are also, you're hurting. At least it's not a major wound.
And I'm keeping my eye out to make sure there's not another thing, like right nearby,
Okay.
that I'm not looking at.
Give me a spot hidden.
Oh, 53 is a pass, regular pass.
Okay. Yeah, you're keeping a pretty close eye out, and right now it does not seem as if there's any other immediate dangers.
Okay.
You feel pretty confident about that. You feel like you've done a pretty thorough view of the immediate area.
Right.
Okay, so the tree attempts to grab and swat or something again at let's randomize and find out who it's going to be over there. So Zebedee, it remembers one of its eyes oozing like a sap-like blood. The other eyes are looking at you, remembering the injury that you inflicted, and it tries to reach out for you. Do you want to dodge or try and drop your bow and do a fight back? What do you want to do?
Well, Vista, I don't know if this seems practical, but because you never met, could you use an arrow to stab it in? I know it's.
I'll give you a penalty die on your fight back roll. So you'll do a fighting brawl with a penalty die.
Okay.
All right. And then Cornelius gets to also participate in this with a standard fighting brawl roll.
I have base fighting brawl, so this is going to go hard.
26. Ooh, I think that's a hard. Is it 60?
Okay.
Yeah, 60. That's hard.
Okay, so my worst one was 32, so I will spend the luck to make it a pass.
Very nice. All right. Each of you may roll your weapon damage, as my rolls suck.
It's the dagger's a D6 or D3?
Oh, I can tell you. It is D6. It's a large knife, so it's a D8.
Oh, D8. Oh, okay.
Plus your damage bonus.
What damage would I do? Would I just do it as an armed or?
Do D3.
Darn.
Okay. Right, he is just one point.
Okay, how much damage from you, Cornelius?
I'm on fire. I'm maxing it. I got an 8. That was a 6 last time and an 8 this time. I'm afraid of what my dice rolls will look like eventually. Taking it now.
Okay. You hear the creature wail, like in a different pitch now, coming out of the that orifice, and it seems to pull the limbs in almost in a vertical position like this, and the it looks like a root system, but its legs right there at the bottom begin to kind of flap around on the ground, and the motion of that causes the tree to almost have like a twirling type of motion as it starts to twirl and move, and it's retreating, it's escaping into the woods, into the forest, as it's howling through its orifice, as it's basically running away.
Dear God. Zeb, are you okay?
Yes. Are you okay? Where's Zeno?
I-
Zeno, are you
I'm-
okay down there?
I'm down here. I'm injured, but
Oh my God!
I'm not dying.
Oh, I'm go straight on down, climb down to rush over to Zeno to help administer first aid immediately.
All right, give me first aid.
Yeah, and I'll be there I'll follow to help back up if necessary.
This is the other thing I'm good at.
Because I'm very good at first aid as well.
Oh, come on! I had to have said that. Okay, I rolled a 75 out of 65.
Ow!
Wait a minute! No, I can push it. No, I'm pushing it. I can do this. I'll use more bandages.
Jesus Christ, he's pushing it.
More.
Okay,
I'll
push
use
that
the
roll.
very shirt. I'll tear
And
my sleeve off.
And I'm here just in case. Don't worry, Zeno. You're in two capable hands.
Okay.
My
I'm gonna
shirts work.
snap my arm off in the process.
See, Cornelius knows.
So I
what
get
he's
1
doing.
point back.
You restore 1 hit point. I think with an extreme success, I'll let you have 2 hit points.
All right. So I'm back up to 6 hit points. Oh, need some help, but I could probably climb up the ladder back up onto the elephant. The hell was that?
Sure, here,
thing?
let me. I will assist.
I will help even more.
I'm going to be badly bruised, but
quite badly. So there is a spare bridge, the one that was collected, that was connecting between B and C, and so Barnabas restrings that bridge now between the two elephants, and he cuts away the broken bridge and lets it fall to the forest floor. My friend, as he comes to Zeno and Mr. Dexter, my friends, are you okay? It was a terrible fall you took.
well enough. What was that thing?
It was a witch tree. Very dangerous. Very dangerous.
I hope there's nothing worse than that out there.
Unfortunately, my friend, there are many, many things that are worse than a witch tree.
I say we all stick together up in the front elephant.
At the very least, let's not travel between elephants while moving in the jungle. That appears to have been folly.
We run very fast.
Agree with that.
We will now use the elephant trebuchet to launch between elephant and elephant. Awesome. Great. Okay, so you guys are now all traveling together in Elephant A.
That's wise. I'm sorry I couldn't have been of more help, but as you see, I fell.
Oh, there's nothing you could have done. It looked, I saw it came out of nowhere and it smashed the whole platform you were on.
Yes, it's fine, Zeno. It's gone, and at least you're well. That's all that matters.
Have some tea. It will help you feel better.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, over tea.
He says, all right, we must be very cautious. We must be quick, but cautious. And so he whistles to the elephants, and they begin their march again. And you guys are continuing through the jungle.
Okay, I'm paranoid now. I am at the side, looking out for those creatures.
I will also be more cautious of the surroundings.
Okay. So who all is on watch duty? Who's on an observation platform? Cornelius.
Oh, yeah, we're all, I guess.
Oh, you're all right. So I didn't know if Dr. Saladin was going to take a break. Everyone can give me a navigation. See if you can assist Barnabas in trying to push your way northward.
19.
Well, to follow the pattern of tonight, that's a no.
I got 7 out of 10.
Wow. Take that skill. Again, don't forget to check any of these successful rolls.
I would also be willing to spend 5 points to make that an extreme.
That's an 88, which is a fail. So,
Yeah, 19. Great roll, but still a fail.
79, not a great roll.
Not a great roll. Getting some good skill usage out of you guys. Great. So Dr. Saladin, you actually think you see a clearing that you feel is northward, and Barnabas concurs. He appreciated the help. He was like, yes, now I see it as well. And so he helps direct the elephants through there, and you guys are able to continue pushing forward. Everyone can give me a spot hidden.
That's a good one.
A
45.
hard success.
Hard success.
I'm content with my regular success.
That's my second dead on. What's going?
And 88 out of 80.
16 out of 60.
For those who were successful, in the treetops above you, the canopy is very thick. In fact, it looks like night here in the jungle, even though you know it is still daytime.
Looking out flying snakes.
And so you guys start seeing dark clusters of things. It almost looks like kind of like Spanish moss, but it's in clumps. It's not stringy like Spanish moss is, but you see these dark, almost fuzzy clumps up in the treetop skies above you.
Fuzzy clumps. Those don't look right.
Are those friendly, Barnabas?
So you guys pointed out to Barnabas, and he says, we should head inside. We should head inside until we are past this area."
Are those the bats you spoke of, perhaps?
Those are the Night Riders, yes.
Let's close. Can we close the hookahs, or what are they called? Houdas.
The hoodoos?
Howdah?
Howdahs.
Howdah.
Howdahs.
Yeah, howdahs.
The howdahs. Yeah, they have wooden shutters.
Okay.
So you can close the shutter. He says, we must be very, very quiet. Hopefully the elephants will sound like natural creatures just passing through, but we must remain very silent. And so as you guys go inside and you begin to kind of batten down the hatches and start trying to run silent, I need individual luck rolls.
27.
Roll.
Out of
I had
60.
this much luck to begin with, but now I don't.
93.
91.
79's a fail.
So I sneeze into Zebedee's face, and he shrieks in distress, I guess.
And he pushes over the tea set, and it causes it to smash on the floor inside the howdah.
Boiling tea on my lap.
Did all of us fail?
Sounds like all but Cornelius.
I got a hard pass.
Cornelius is there just going.
I'm saving the tea as it's flying around. Wait a minute.
Cornelius the tea.
Yeah, so there is quite a bit of noise, and as the echo of the noise seems to start to fade away, and you guys have almost forgotten you unconsciously you're holding your breaths, and then you start to hear little squeaks, and then you can see kind of just outside the shutters, you could see like movement flicking by. And you start hearing more and more squeaks, and you start hearing things landing on and striking the howdah.
I'll look around one of the window portal areas to see if anything's trying to poke in, and if it is, I'm gonna put this right through its head or body.
Yeah, can we see how big they are?
They seem to be, each individual creature seems to be about the size of a dog, like a black lab.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god! These are huge.
Just make sure they don't break in. If they break in, you gotta stab them. Yeah.
So I have a feeling these daggers are a bit small. There's nothing like small swords or anything here, are there?
Oh, I don't know. I can kill
these
a lab with this.
Wow.
these are large knives, so so they could qualify as short swords, but he's come to calling them as daggers. Yes. So you guys hear the thumping on the wood, and it sounds like it's all around you, like it's just surrounding you, and you can hear the squeaks and screeches from these things, and Barnabas draws a dagger, and he's like, watch the windows, watch the walls, check that door. And because these were pretty fancy howdahs, right? So even on the inside, they're double tiered, and so do you guys want to head up to the second tier and try and stay there, or do you want to stay here on this first tier, all stay together?
We should probably split so we can make sure they're not getting in. Maybe like 3 and 3.
Each of us take a side and a
Does that sound
area
good,
of
guys?
windows.
All right, well, I'll go up.
I'll stay with my
Bow at the
wartime
ready?
buddy Zeb.
We've got this.
We've got this, Zeb. Just like back in the trenches.
So Long is going up. Who else is going up?
I'll go up.
Okay, Saladin.
Wherever Barnabas doesn't go.
Okay,
that
he'll
we
stay here.
Remain even numbered.
All right, so Barnabas will stay here on the first level with Zebedee and Cornelius. So Myron, you head up as well.
Good.
Fantastic. Okay, so you guys go up, and sure enough, these wooden shutters, the creatures are out there, and they have these almost tiny little prehensile hands on their wings and everything, like a bat does, and they're scratching and pulling, and sure enough, they start to pull these shutters open, and they start to like poke their heads in.
Are there
mashing at you.
slats in the shutters?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to poke at them before they can.
All right.
Yeah. Anytime I see a finger, I'm going to slash at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Okay. There are enough things for everyone to attack. So everyone may make a brawl, and the creatures are going to do fight backs against each of you to see if they can claw you on this fight back.
That is a hard success from me.
Okay, so let's start with Zebedee. Hard success. Let me roll against you. All right, so that was a fail. So with a hard success, do your damage, and the weapon is a D8 plus damage bonus.
7. Ooh, I think Cornelius's energy has traveled into Zeb.
Yeah, it left me and traveled to you.
And
Nice.
now we need to make it travel to Frederick.
Excellent. All right, so that was Zebedee. Who else wants to jump in?
Yeah, I rolled an 84 out of 60. So
You rolled an 84. How was I against you? You did better than it. Kind of scared it off a little bit. It seemed to have fallen away. It lost its grip and fell away from that window. Dr. Saladin, how is yours?
I failed 40 out of 25.
You failed. It does. You reach in to stab it, but you failed, and then you got too close to it, and it clawed you.
Ow.
And so it scratched you for 2 points of damage.
Damn.
Long.
Is it possible? So they're opening up shutters. Can I still be inside and like try to shoot them with a bow? Is that
Yeah.
possible?
You want to try and do that?
That's what I would like to do.
Okay, so you stand back, so I won't get a fight back against you because you're not in my grill trying to stab me. So fire the bow.
And once again, I cannot hit anything.
All right. Well, you hit the broadside of a barn, but that arrow thunks into the wall, and the creature is scrambling in at the window that you were trying to protect. Myron, how's your attack? What are you doing?
I failed with an 88.
And I also fail almost as bad as you.
Oh.
So I have terrible rolls. So that was y'all's attacks with it doing the fight back. Now it's trying to attack, and you guys can fight back against it. So starting with Dr. Saladin, the creature is it's getting its head in now, and it's trying to bite at you as it's stretching its neck in. So most of its body is still outside, but it's stretching its neck in, and it's trying to bite at you. So you may do now, because I am not I'm not free moving, right? I have a head sticking through a window. Instead of penalizing my attack, I'm going to bonus your attack.
Okay.
So you get a brawl with a bonus die.
Okay.
It's easier to hit.
22 out of 25, so regular.
Okay. And so go ahead, and I failed, so go ahead and damage me.
Okay. That's 1d4.
It's a D8.
Really? A sword is only 1d6.
A large. Are you sure you're looking at the right set? A large knife.
It says 1d4 plus 2 plus
Large
DD.
knife. Large knife. D8.
Huh.
And then cavalry saber is
Oh,
also a
machete.
D8. Yeah, it's like a machete.
All right. Where's my 1d8? There we go. 4 damage.
Okay. It is well injured. All right. Dr. Long. This creature is coming in, and this one is more inside. It's almost its full body is inside. So you can shoot another arrow at it as it leaps at you. Also trying to bite you.
16!
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. All right. Go ahead and damage it.
Oh my goodness.
Tick that skill. Tick
I
that
know.
skill and damage it.
It only took like 6 tries.
I'll get good eventually.
And I rolled a 6!
Holy
we
crap.
passed it. We passed the energy
Yes,
to
you
you.
passed the energy. Thank you.
It worked. Cornelius, our plan
When push
worked.
comes to shove, I can deliver, apparently.
All right, Myron. Much like the situation with Dr. Zeno, the one that's facing you, it's only got its head craning in, trying to bite at you. So you get a bonus die on your fight back. And I hope you have a good roll.
Not good enough for my lousy fighting brawl. My better was 35 out of 25.
Okay. So it does bite you. But it nips you for 2 damage,
All right.
which is extremely on the low end of what it could have inflicted.
Those are, yeah, I'm picturing very big, ugly teeth for sure.
For sure. Cornelius. Similar to these other, oh goodness gracious, that is a good knife. Similar to these other guys, its head is craning in through a hole, so you get a bonus die to fight back.
Okay, first one is an 18. Ooh, can I get an 8? No, 38. 18, so 18. And that is out of 60, so that's just a hard. Okay, and that's you said a D8, correct?
Yep.
That's a 5.
And did you already hit one?
But proved 2 times ago, yes.
Oh, okay. This is a different one. All right. Bam. Zebedee.
I've got a knife as well.
Yeah.
Props. All right. So, Zebedee, I believe you are also facing one that's craning its neck in, so you get a bonus die.
Okay, so with a bonus die, I succeeded.
Good.
With 3 points of damage.
Okay, so you do 3 points of damage on this one. My roll was so terrible. You do 3 points of damage on it, and it's falling backwards out of the window that it was trying to come in, and it clawed one of its companions, and the 2 of them pull out and fall out, and they just kind of fall away out of view. But others are going to be closing in. You can hear Barnabas is doing a series of short special whistles, and he's trying to whistle as loud as he can, and you guys can feel the elephants increase their pace, and so they start kind of running now. It feels like they're running. That running is causing a lot of shaking and moving, and so everyone is going to need to make a dex test right now to see if you are going to have penalty dice on your attacks for this next round.
22 is good.
Dex.
Say what?
This is Dex.
Yeah, make a dex test. If your dex test is successful, you're great. If your dex test fails, like Zebedee,
Can we spend luck?
you can spend luck.
I'll spend 1 point of luck to pass.
Good. So if you pass, great. If you fail, you will have a penalty die on your attack roll. Zebedee, with your 100 dex test, you fall and take D3 damage as you strike your head.
Okay. That's 3 points of damage.
That's a concussion.
Oh, jeez. Do I see this? Am I aware?
Yeah, you saw him. The elephants are running, and Zebedee just he was unexpecting that. He pitched, and his head hit the corner of some cabinetry and just utterly split open his skull and to the bone, and so his skin just kind of parted open, and blood is just pouring over his eye.
First aid to the rescue.
Don't go get the ketchup.
I still have...
I was very tempted to get ketchup. I was very tempted, but I'm not going to.
Go ahead, Cornelius. You're going to try and do some emergency aid on him.
I still have my other sleeve still, so just in case.
Yep.
57 out of the first aid was good. Out of 65, so it's a standard pass.
All right, the bleeding has stopped, and he has bandaged up your head wound, regained 1 hit point, Zebedee. Frederick, how did your dex test go?
I passed.
All right, so no penalties for you. Myron?
Penalty 91.
All right, you will have a penalty. And then Cornelius, how was your dex test?
I failed 79 out of 45.
Okay, so when Zebedee and Cornelius and Myron make their attacks, it will be with a penalty die. Saladin and Long are going to be fine. And so make your attack rolls, if you would, now.
Ooh.
93.
16.
99. Bad dream.
Darn. 69 and 69 again, so fail.
Stick mine
Okay.
through the neck of one.
You did. With the 99, let me check on the Myron. Let me check on the fight back for you.
Was I rolling?
Okay.
Was I rolling as well?
Yeah, you can make an attack. So Myron, you went to stab, and the creature didn't do any damage, but it hit your wrist because I failed, and you dropped the dagger out the window, and it just tumbled away, out and away.
How is this even possible? Back to back.
Double zero.
Zeros. How is this possible?
It's okay. There's only 73 more of these monsters outside attacking us.
I want to make you make a luck roll, but I'm not going to do it. I don't want you to. I want everyone to remember I'm a kind and forgiving God. So I am not going to have you stab yourself. Okay. All right. But you do swing wide and you stab Cornelius. So roll D3 damage on Cornelius.
No. Oh no.
This is Max.
It's free.
Take 3 points of damage, Cornelius. All right. Did I catch everybody? I lost track. Long did I do you?
Yes.
Okay.
And since I'm using a bow and Myron has dropped his knife, I say, grab my knife from my belt.
I did 8 points of damage to whatever it was in front of me.
Yes, and that thing, when you struck it, it was like, and it backed out of the window and cleared out. So the elephants are running, and you guys see and sense that maybe the elephants have run into a clearing, because it seems like there's more sunlight striking the howdahs, and all of the creatures flee, and you guys the battle, the siege has ended.
Cornelius, I'm so sorry. Cornelius, are you okay? I'm going to give him first aid.
Okay.
There's our wounds.
And let's just hope there's not 3 in a row, because that would be bizarre. 35 out of 70. So.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Oh.
Jeez.
Is everybody okay?
We're alive, but we're all still asleep.
Yeah, I could use
Damn.
some help with this rather nasty gash on my arm as well.
Here, let me help you with that. I'll do a first aid roll. First aid version. Oh, yes, that's a pass. Regular pass.
All right. Regain 1 hit point.
That was what? That was wild. That's wild.
What other horrors are there in this jungle?
The
What are we going to find next? Giant praying mantises?
oh, that's a
They
good
don't like
idea.
they don't like being insulted, Zeno. They know when you mention them.
It seems that that luck is on your side as the march of the elephants continue, and now you can tell as the jungle is where it was dark before, it's now getting even more dark, and you're positive that night has fallen. And you guys have been, having this northward. You're pretty confident that thanks to Dr. Saladin, helping to direct, you guys were able to continue on a northern journey, and finally you hear Barnabas say, my friends, come up here quickly."
Get on over.
Several hours have passed.
Okay.
What is it? What is it, Barnabas?
And he says, look there through the woods, and as you guys kind of look through the jungle, you can start seeing hints of ivory. And he says, there, it's the castle, the ivory castle of the sacred font. It's within our reach. And the elephants are lumbering, and soon you guys come into another clearing, and before it you see this. To call it a castle is an exaggeration. It simply looks like a single tower keep, and in front of it is a what looks like probably at one time was like a reflecting pool, but that reflecting pool is just covered in filthy, slime-filled water, and there is an arched doorway that leads into the tower, and it's a pretty good circumference tower. I mean, it's not like a watchman's tower where it's super narrow. I mean, it's a pretty good circumference. So it's a sizable building, but it's nothing like a castle, right? But it's a sizable building, and it's tall, and it has battlements up at the top and everything. So you guys have, it looks like you guys have discovered the Castle of the Sacred Font, and I think this would be a good place to call this episode to a close.
Okay. Our players included Morgan Llewellyn, Stuart Lively, Josh Harwood, David Gasway, and myself with John Hook as the Keeper of the Secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastery. There's a link below. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure in the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good game.